Welcome back to the channel, good friends. Brian from Apex Auction Recons. Today we want to get the Giraffe wall-mounted vacuum up on the wall. This is a wall-mounted unit. So let's do an unboxing. We'll get it installed, we'll get it up on the wall, and we'll show you what it can do. Let's get right into the video. By the way, the other Giraffe unit hanging up on the wall, which is the pressure washer, is working perfectly fine. The first thing I thought would be the spring in the recoil for the spool, but it's been holding up fine, and we do keep it well greased here and throughout that support pole as well. And that gives it free range to go back and forth and wind the spool properly. Everything else has been working fantastic. I have no complaints so far whatsoever. So let's get the vac mounted on the wall and see how that performs. Let's get this unboxed, get it up on the table here, get it together, and then we can kind of see what tools that we're going to need and gather to get this thing together, if any at all. Some of these have tools that they will actually send along to get it together, a cheap toolkit, but mostly you have to have your own tools, which we have here. I just don't know what we need yet. So obviously we're going to have the instruction manual and a pattern to get it up on the wall to drill the holes. And all of the hardware in this tray. So let's just keep them in that tray and lift the whole tray out. Put that down here. The unit itself is packed nicely in this. It's got some weight to it. Okay, so it looks like it sits upright like this. And we can get the plastic off of there. Anything else in the box? I think that's going to do it. So what I can share with you so far, 30 feet of hose and diameter 38 mil. So it's not the widest hose. Put my hand in front of it so you can get something to give you a little bit of an idea. Motor over here, power button. Hose and hose reel over here has the exact same setup as the power washer reel with these two poles. They're kind of just flipped. The tray right here and how you release that is just undo these clips on both sides. Then you can undo this tray and empty it and then get it back on again, get back to work. Okay, so I now have things out of the bag sprawled out over the table, all types of accessories, holders. We have the manual out here. We have the template ready to go. The bracket for the accessories, bracket for mounting. These are 1/2 inch or 13 millimeter lag bolts. What you do need is a drill, 1/2 inch or 13 millimeter ratchet socket, tape measure. This needs to be 47 inches from the floor to be optimal when it comes to the retracting hose. So we're going to measure that, and it's going to go right back there so it's close to an outlet. You do need drill bits with the masonry bits right there as well. Let me see, what else? Accessories. All right, we're ready to go. So the first thing that I'm going to do is measure, get the template taped to the wall, and do some drilling. Okay, I already made a slight adjustment as to where I want this because you need to plan before you start to mount this onto the wall, do drilling and all kinds of stuff. I was going to have it over there so it's closer to the outlet. However, with the amount of hose on the reel, and this vac will be for this bay only, I do want it as close as I can get to the bay so the hose can wrap all the way around the car and not be pulled all the way out and to beyond its reach for the hose. So I'm going to mount it right here, and then I'll worry about an outlet in the future. Okay, we want 47 inches from the floor to the bottom of the mount. And we'll take it down a little bit further from there to keep it away from the Tesla charger. So we'll go right at about 32. It can go lower than the recommended height, but you don't want to go higher because of the hose having to come out, lay down to the floor, and then reach out to whatever car you're vacuuming. So keep that in mind. So at 32 inches, we have the top of this block here, which makes a nice borderline and marker as to where we're going to put the stencil or the template and do our drilling. Now it's time to tape it to the wall. Right about there.
Right there, line up those lines with the top of the block, get it taped.
And that's where it's going to be. Okay, now make sure the template is flat, stretched out. You don't want it crinkled up or folded out. That will throw off your measurements here. Right here is going to be the drill bullseyes. And we need to match a masonry bit to match the width of the anchor here. Okay, time to drill. By the way, I have glasses on. If you don't wear glasses, protect your eyes from any bits and pieces flying up away from the wall. And here we go. Okay, so we've gone in this far. Let's make sure we've exceeded the length of the anchor here, and we have, so we're good to go. Holes are drilled. Let's clean up a little bit here, and then we can tap the anchors into the wall. Okay, so they're going to go in like this, and they need a little bit of help. Get them in there until they're flush. Right about there. Next step, we want to grab our brackets, and they need to be mounted this way so the bracket can slide down there, lock in, and this is your rubber stop. So it goes just like this. Just get the bolts started by hand. You can run them the rest of the way in afterwards. And we don't want to tighten both of these up right away. Until we get the unit up on here, we get it nice and straight, and we get it lined up where the brackets slide in. Okay, so we drove the bolts home, but we didn't tighten them up, just snug them up a bit. That way we can adjust getting the unit up onto the wall and mounted. We can tighten those later. Okay, getting it up onto the wall. It's doable by yourself, but not recommended. And since I took everything off to get it up onto the wall, we have to slide the tray back on. Not too bad. We do have some things that we want to attach to the unit now that we have it hanging. This is a filter for the air that exits, kind of filters the dust so it doesn't get airborne back up into the shop. And there are a couple attachments that's going to go on either side here. Let me find out. One's going to go right here, and that might be it, just on the one side. So let's get that attached. So really, this is just a holder for the curved tube there. If you want to disconnect that and hang it there, I'm just going to probably, since this is out of the way, just leave that hooked in and clamped in. But let's get everything attached like it's supposed to be. Goes up in there like that. That is it for the main vac itself. We are going to hang up the accessories right there. First, I just want to fire it up. I have it plugged in. I want to fire it up to make sure it works. Not too bad at all as of now. It could get louder. It's just a little bit more noise than the Stealth DeWalt vac that I have. Okay, everything is together, secure, ready to go. Let's get the accessory mount up here, and there's just enough room next to the Tesla charger here. Yeah, we could put it right here. Okay, so we want to hold the bracket for the accessories with this, I don't know, these holes here upwards, because something has to clamp onto here. That's what holds on to some of the tubes. Down below is another attachment that's going to come out here a little bit. So we have to have a little bit of room over here. We need a little bit of room to wrap up the hose again. I'm going to say right about there. We're going to mark our holes. Get it straight. Okay, and we can drill. All right, the accessory mount is on and tight. It's not going anywhere. Now the accessory holders need to be snapped up on there. All right, just like so. Very easy. A little time consuming, but everything getting this mounted and up and ready to go. Very, very easy. Okay, there's those. Now these. Facing upwards. One more, yeah, here it is. Right here. And then you can run screws in behind here, which probably should have been done before the mount goes up on. All accessories attached to these are two extension tubes, crevice tools, brushes, and then we have, you know, these heavy, I hardly ever use those, but those are great for carpeting. So we have that mounted, ready to go. The vac itself mounted, ready to go. Now the true test for me, this is the last thing I want to do, is to bring a car in here, pull the hose all the way out, and make sure that I can walk all the way around the car sitting in the bay without adding an extension to the hose, and we'll see how it works. I should be positioned, well, the camera well enough away that I could pull a car in here, stop it, track the hose all the way out, and be able to walk all the way around the vehicle, and then make sure that it reaches without a problem. All right, let's see what we can do. We'll let it latch. Now, let me slide you guys over here so you can see exactly what I can reach. That's as far as I want to take it out. I can go out another foot or two, but at this rate, and the car's actually parked to the right side of the bay. It's not even hugging that area over there. I would be able to easily vac this over here, or the back door anyway, if it was a 4-door sedan. Get the back, come around the front, and I can go all the way over here, and I have more than enough to get this side over here. Nice thing. Instead of walking all the way over to the unit itself and hitting the power button, there's one right here. Let me grab you guys and bring you in. A little bit of convenience. On the end of the hose itself, we could turn it off and on without walking over there. Pretty sweet. Grab the crevice tool from the accessories rack, slide it in there, power it up. Adjust your crevice tool. Fits nicely in between the seats. And without the extensions on there, guys, I don't have to bend over at all. Very nice. Fits down in there. And has plenty of power for a vehicle like this. Did a fine job, pulled all the dirt from in between the ribbing there. Button it up. Make sure the hose is unwound and not in loops. Bring it all the way back here. And either on the end of the hose or right here, power it down. Again, make sure you keep these lubed all the way across. Maybe every week or two. And just give it a little bit of a yank so the lock releases and the spring can wind up the hose once again. And that's it. I just like to twist it around and put it in its holder so nothing is dangling or hanging there, and we have a nice, tidy unit ready to get to work. To wrap the video up, let's start with the tool seems to be efficient so far, meaning with the remote up here, you can walk around the car and not have to walk in front or behind the vehicle and walk around to come up and hit the power button. So there's safety and efficiency involved with that. I appreciate that. The HEPA filter down below here in the box. And, you know, I might as well show you how easy it is to remove this tray. Here's your dirt. Dump the dirt. Your HEPA filter is up under there. When you need to replace that, there are replacement filters. It's right here. It just clicks right in. No big deal. 2-year warranty. The accessories. Plenty of them to get every nook and cranny in the interior of your vehicle. And I will have this in another video. The most important thing to me, everything is really cool so far and I love it. Will it last? I was telling friends in the detailing business and those that have shops both professionally and at home, that is going to be the selling point for me if something lasts in an environment as fast-paced as this. And all I can do is tell you, I will keep you up to date. This will be in many videos upcoming. Brian from Apex Auction Recons. I'll catch you guys in the next video.